family, ambition, a little bit of divine intervention. Genesis is never short on drama, is it?
Never a dull moment, that's for sure. And Genesis 31, well, it really ramps things up. We're talking family feuds, risky escapes, even some ancient power plays. It's a wild ride.
It really is. So for those who maybe haven't cracked open Genesis in a while, we're picking up with Jacob, and he's been living with, working for, and married to the daughters of his father-in-law, Laban. Did I get all that right?
You got it. It's a lot to unpack, right? And to really set the stage, we have to remember that this whole family dynamic is already strained, to put it mildly.
Yeah, Jacob's not exactly had it easy with Laban. All those years of working, switching wives. Talk about a complicated family reunion, right?
Talk about complicated. I mean, the guy worked 7 years for the woman he loved, only to be tricked into marrying her sister first, and then another 7 for Rachel. It's almost Shakespearean. But here's the thing. Through it all, Jacob, he prospers. He's successful. He's building a life. And you can almost sense Laban, well, let's just say he's not thrilled about it.
That's putting it lightly. You can practically feel the resentment building. You get the sense that Laban's sons are whispering behind Jacob's back. And all of this is swirling around while Jacob's trying to raise a family, maintain his faith. Talk about pressure.
It's a lot. But then right when the tension's at its peak, Jacob gets this dream. And it's not just any dream. This is God speaking directly to him, telling him to go back to his homeland.
It's like that little voice we all have sometimes, telling us it's time for a change, but this one comes with a booming, divine echo. So what does Jacob do? He decides to make a run for it.
A run for it with his wives, his children, his flocks, everything he's worked for. This is a huge decision. Can you imagine being in that family meeting?
Honey, pack your bags. God told me to quit my job and move us back home. I can't even begin to imagine. But here's where things take a really fascinating turn. Rachel, she gets in on the escape plan, but not without a little drama of her own. She takes her father's household gods. Now, this isn't just swiping a souvenir on your way out the door. These were important.
Oh, incredibly important. In the ancient world, these household gods were seen as sources of protection, prosperity, even tied to family inheritance. So for Rachel to take them, it's a huge deal. Some scholars even suggest it was a way of securing her family's future, claiming what she believed was rightfully theirs.
A power move in ancient Mesopotamia from a woman.
Right. It really makes you think about the dynamics at play here. Was she acting out of desperation, a sense of revenge maybe, or was she...
It's amazing how these ancient stories still resonate, even after all these years.
Exactly, and we're not even done with the drama yet. Laban, when he realizes his daughters, and let's be honest, probably more importantly, his sons-in-law have run off with his possessions, well, let's just say he's not happy, he sets off in hot pursuit, ready to give Jacob a piece of his mind.
Okay, so we've got this epic chase going on, tensions are high. But then, even in the midst of all this, we see that divine intervention again. God appears to Laban in a dream, reminding him that Jacob is under his divine protection. It's a powerful reminder that even when we're caught up in our own anger or hurt, there's a bigger picture at play.
A bigger picture indeed. And that sets the stage for this incredible confrontation between Laban and Jacob. It's a tense back and forth, accusations flying, years of unspoken resentments boiling over.
And Laban, remember those household gods that Rachel took? He's really fixated on finding them. He tears through their belongings, searching everywhere. But Rachel, well, she's one step ahead. She hides them and comes up with a pretty clever excuse as to why she can't help him look.
Clever is an understatement. She plays the role of the dutiful yet inconvenienced daughter perfectly.
It's brilliant. But, what's even more striking is that despite all this drama, this chase, the accusations, this chapter doesn't end in a brawl. Instead, they talk, they argue, and they actually come to an agreement. A peace treaty of sorts. What is it called again?
The Covenant of Mizpah. And it's incredible because it's not just a verbal agreement. They create a physical marker, a pile of stones, as a testament to their promise to respect each other's families and territories.
Talk about a visual reminder. It's like the ancient world equivalent of take a picture, it'll last longer.
Right. And then, to seal the deal, they share a meal together. It's this beautiful act of reconciliation, a reminder that even after such a tumultuous period, they can still break bread together. It's a glimmer of hope in the midst of all that family drama.
It's a powerful reminder for all of us, isn't it? Families are complicated, ambitions can clash, but at the end of the day, finding a way to coexist, to forgive, that's a goal worth striving for.
Absolutely. And I think Genesis 31, as chaotic as it is, reminds us of that. It challenges us to examine our own relationships, to think about the legacy we want to leave, and to remember that even in the midst of conflict, there's always hope for peace.
Beautifully said. And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder that. Until next time, keep exploring those ancient texts. You never know what fascinating stories and timeless wisdom you might uncover.